Coming up next on Falcon Fever, the Falcons are flying high as NCAA Southeast Region Champs. We'll recap all the tournament excitement and look ahead as the team advances to the Elite Eight.
Yep, and the baseball team took on Southern Indiana and Flagler since the last time we met. We'll get you all caught up.
And how close did the men's golf team come to winning the North Georgia Invitational? All of this and more right now on Falcon Fever. Welcome to another exciting edition of Falcon Fever. I'm Casey Beasley here with RJ Sievertsgaard. How's it going, RJ?
It's actually going really well, Casey. The men's basketball team did something that hasn't been done since 2006, head to the Elite Eight. But they'd have to get through some tough competition first. In the first round of the NCAA tournament, the Falcons faced the 8th-seeded Barton College Bulldogs. DJ Rivera showed why he was named regional MVP, scoring 33 points and grabbing 7 rebounds. Antoine Davis was added as well again, dropping 21 in UM's first-round victory, which was one they never trailed in, folks, over Barton College.
If you thought that game was intense, you haven't seen anything yet. Lincoln Memorial took the Falcons down to the last few seconds, and the home court crowd definitely made an impact. Leading up to the 61-60 final, everyone was on their feet as Antoine Davis made the game-winning shot with 6 seconds left on the clock. Fans stormed the court as the Falcons got the win. DJ Rivera led the team with 16 points, followed by Antoine Davis and Drico Hightower, who had 14 also. This game sent the Falcons to the region championship game.
Well, after such an exciting victory as we saw on the 11th, and with the crowd rushing the court and all, would the Falcons have enough stored up to bring home another piece of the regional hardware? Let's take a look. The guys took an early lead off an 18-8 run in the first 7 minutes. DJ Rivera threw a couple down in the first half and got the crowd pumped up, helping the Falcons take a 44-30 lead into the half. In the second half, Anderson would cut UM's lead down to 8 points, but the Falcons would not take no for an answer in this one. This game, important to mention, is also where DJ Rivera set a single-season scoring record for the Falcons basketball. We just saw Jonas Brown right there. He lit it up in the second half. And then Marvin Fitzgerald, he gets above the rim. And then once again, DJ Rivera with a nasty reverse getting the crowd pumped up. Then Rivera once again to Jonas Brown for one of his 5 threes on the game. He went 50% that night. Then how about Jonas Brown again for deep? Let's take a listen to what the crowd did after the game. Well, folks, what a game it was for the Falcons as they won the Southeast Regional Tournament in convincing fashion over Anderson University 86-73. The Falcons were led by Rivera, who had 19 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds, and was named the MVP of the tournament. Junior Jonas Brown showed up to play in the second half, like I said earlier. He scored 14 points in the second alone, shooting 50% from the three-point land and scoring 17 points on the night. This victory was Coach Young's second regional title that he has won as head coach here at UM. Here's Coach Young after the game.
That was one heck of a game right there. We came out with a lot of energy, a lot of defensive intensity, which really got us going. And that was the start of the whole night for us right there.
Our Falcon Fever crew provided online updates of Facebook and Twitter during all of the NCAA games.
That's right, and we had a lot of feedback from a lot of Falcon fans. Let's take a look. On Twitter, Jessica Goldsby said, "I'm so glad UM Falcon Fever is keeping me updated on the game. Go Falcons." Jason Cooper commented during the LMU game saying, "Watching now from the Ask Here desk at the library." He predicted the Falcons would win the game by 8. After UM's win over Anderson Tuesday night, some state politicians even got in on some of the Falcon Fever action by retweeting our game-winning post. State Senator Cam Ward said, "Way to go, Montevallo." And State Senator Slade Blackwell, who is a Montevallo alum, said, "Congrats to my alma mater, UM."
Over on Facebook, Jeremy Bryan gave us a shout out after UM's last second win over LMU, saying, "By far the best game I've seen in a really long time." Thanks to everyone who retweeted us on Twitter and liked and shared our posts on Facebook.
Well, now it's time to take to the baseball diamond as the Falcons have climbed to the second place in the Peach Belt Conference. The guys went out of conference for a 2-game home series matchup with Southern Indiana. The guys took to Kermit A. Johnson Field for Game 1, March 6th, and they had the bats going here for this one. Heath Peterson is going to do a little here as he lifts one to the left field. But check this out, folks. The Falcons get a little gift. Boop! He drops it. The outfielder drops the ball, and Chris Ross easily crosses the plate for 1 run, one of 3 times he scored. Next, I got to talk about Vincent Andrews here. He's a monster. He drives this one all the way to the warning track. They once again have another blooper. SIU can't handle the fly ball, and that scores another run for UM. Andrews had 3 hits on the night. Then the Falcons defense showed up to play here. Boom, shot to the second baseman. He gets the ball, sends it over to the first baseman. Easy out for the Falcons. And then we've got to show you this. Drew Boyer is going to pop up this pitch from a Southern Indiana. Watch this third baseman as he goes over the wall here. He still caught it though. Don't worry, folks. He gets up here in a second and he's all right. The Falcons took Game 1 from Southern Indiana 12-5. Ross was 1 for 2 with a triple and 3 RBIs. The Screaming Eagles would roar back in Game 2, however, taking it 12-4. Vincent Andrews continues to impress. He jacked a solo home run in the bottom of the 6th, but it wasn't enough for the Falcons.
After the Southern Indiana series, it was time to turn around and go back in conference.
On the 10th, the Falcons traveled to St. Augustine, Florida to take on the Flagler Saints. Game 1 of the day's doubleheader was a disappointing one for the Falcons, falling 12-4 to the Saints. Blaine Rosenberg would lead the Falcons. His only hit would be a homer that would give an RBI and a run scored.
The second game would fare better for Montevallo. It would take extra innings, but the extra work would pay off. The Falcons won 4-3 in the 10th off of a sac fly from senior Chris Ross, who was 1 for 4 with 2 runs batted in and 1 run scored. The Falcons looked to take Game 3 on the 11th, but the Saints weren't going down without a fight. This game took extra innings as well, but the Falcons came out on top, winning 7-5 off of a Blaine Rosenberg double that would end the night. Rosenberg went 1 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBIs and a run scored. The leader at the dish for the Falcons was Chris Ross, who was 2 for 5 on the night with a home run and 1 RBI. Senior Wes Rich would pick up the win, which is his second of the season. He pitched 2.1 innings with 3 hits and 1 strikeout. With this win, the Falcons improved to 13-11 overall and 8-4 in conference play. The baseball team traveled to West Alabama March 14th, where they picked up their 3rd extra inning victory on the road of the season. Heath Peterson and Chris Ross both slammed home runs for the Falcons for their 11-10 win over the Tigers. This was the 14th on the season.
The men's golf team was back in action this week over at North Georgia Invitational, and they fell just 4 shots short of a victory. The Falcons placed second place out of 4 teams total. Andrew Lowry finished in second place. He shot a 76 first round score, followed by a 71 in the second round. Good for just 3 over par. Joe Hopp and Austin Murphy coasted into 4th place. They shot a +5 in North Georgia. And Mexico native Andres Morales finished tied for 15th.
Time to see what's coming up, RJ.
That's right, Casey. And we'll start with the men's basketball team. With the region championship in their pocket, now it's time to head to Kentucky for the Elite 8. The Falcons face off against 2-seed Metropolitan State from Colorado March 21st. The winner of that game will face the winner of Bellarmine and Alabama Huntsville.
The Falcons tennis team swings back into action after a week off during the break. They face off against Lander March 17th. The next day, they take on PBC opponent USC Aiken, and then on the 20th, they face Converse.
During the break, the women's golf team will hit the links in UWG Wolf Invitational. That is played at Sunset Hills Country Club in Carrollton, Georgia. They'll tee off March 18th.
And the baseball team faces off in a 3-game conference series against Armstrong Atlantic. Game 1 is March 16th, and a doubleheader is scheduled for the 17th. And as we said earlier, UM defeated West Alabama on the 14th.
Well, folks, as always, if you want more Falcon Fever, you can interact with us online. You can watch current and past Falcon Fever episodes on YouTube. Just search Montevello for you.
Become our friend on Facebook, where you can leave a comment, talk about recent games, or give a shout out to your favorite player. You can also check out behind-the-scenes pictures and videos from the NCAA Southeast Region Tournament.
And last but not least, you can follow us on Twitter. Just search Falcon Fever.
And for extended sports coverage, team rosters, and all other Falcon sports, go to Montevellafalcons.com. That's all for us here at Falcon Fever today.
Well, really quick first, Casey, I just want to give a big shout out to the athletic department for putting on a great tournament and most of all for taking care of us in the mass comm division while we filmed it. We all had a really great time, so thank you.
Absolutely, RJ. And don't forget, next week is spring break. Be sure to check out Facebook and Twitter throughout the week for updates from Kentucky. And good luck to the Falcon Athletics spending their week off representing UM. That's RJ. I'm Casey. We're out of here.